Hey everyone, it's Algranath here from The Right Way. So today we've had a bunch of protesters out protesting for freedom in New Zealand to get out of this lockdown situation. I have no problem with them protesting, but what I do have a problem with is if the police do not charge the organisers of these people for the protest because they've already charged other people for doing exactly the same thing. So let's hear what's happened today. If you're out of New Zealand, then you'll be able to see what's happened. So police say they're frustrated with the amount of time and resources being used to resolve the hikoi. So hikoi is like a march camped at Auckland's southern border. A strong police contingent continues to monitor members of the Sovereign Hikoi of Truth movement at the Mercer checkpoint after a police line had to move protesters off the highway this morning. The protesters' actions have caused disruption and delays for those travelling through the checkpoint for legitimate reasons. We are frustrated that significant time and resources are being committed to resolve the situation. We are very disappointed with the actions of the group of protesters who continue to put the wider community and our staff at risk. So they're supposed to be in level 3, which is stay in your home, do not mix your bubbles, and when you're outside, try and be socially distant as other people. It is now understood that protesters are hunkering down at Mercer and food is being distributed to them. Here's a picture of some of these protesters. Good on you for protesting. That's your right, and you should be allowed to do that. You will suffer the consequences if you catch the virus or anything, but that's up to you. A woman was arrested and warned for obstruction. The vehicle was removed from the road. No protesters were at the northern checkpoint. The group stuck at the southern border claimed to be heading to Waitangi, but local Maori leaders have told them they are not welcome there. So there's some sort of celebration or thing going on, and they want to walk all the way up to there. So it's talked about some vehicles blocking the highway and stuff. Police are considering some possible enforcement action on that, but that's for the blocked vehicles, not for the actual protest themselves. A convoy of around 50 vehicles carrying about 100 people arrived at the southern checkpoint late last night. This evening, Tito Tokoro Border Control founder Hone Harua slammed the hikoi, calling it a white man's march to nowhere. Let's go back and have a look at this photo. There's a Maori person there, a Maori person there. This guy here looks like a Maori person. Just from the faces, I have nothing else on. This person here looks like a Maori person. This person here looks like a Maori person, or maybe Samoan or something. So there are some other flags, not just the Maori flag. So there are a mix of people there, not just white men, Hone Harawiwa. It's always you that brings race into it. They wanted to use their independence celebration as a way of being able to just bust through the borders and say we're free, blah blah blah. Honowira describes the group as Pākehā anti-vaxxers trying to take over whakaputanga commemorations. In fact, it's not the white people which are anti-vaxxers. The lowest majority of people that have been vaccinated is the Maori population, Hone Harawiwa. Why don't you look at your own people yourself and don't denigrate the white people that have actually gone and been vaccinated? Meanwhile, about 500 people gathered for a pauwhiri, or a gathering, at Waitangi Marae in the name of freedom. More than 250 vehicles set off from Whangarei's Kensington Park at 9:30 AM to throw their weight behind the hikoi stand. Around 12 people were prevented from crossing the border on State Highway. So look at all these people, right? No social distancing. Doesn't look like many of them are wearing masks, just from what I can see in the photo. So not adhering to any of the rules that you would need to do if you're staging some form of protest. All right. So we've had previous protests before by a church leader who's not very well liked by the majority of New Zealanders, and especially people in the government and the police. And they've arrested him and brought on charges of organising a protest while while breaking lockdown guidelines and restrictions. So it'll be very interesting to see if the people at the marae who organised this will be charged, and if the people who are leading the march will be charged. I don't have any problem with them doing that, but the police and the government have to be consistent. So you've already charged someone over organising protests during lockdown. You need to charge these people as well if you're being consistent. Otherwise, we will know that you are absolute hypocrites. But in fact, we don't need to worry about it. We already know the government are a bunch of hypocrites as it is, and the police are getting very soft and left-wing as well. And it wouldn't surprise me if they don't charge any of these people. Anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think the organisers should be charged, or are you happy for them for not to be charged? I'd love to hear your comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, you're welcome to give it a thumbs down. And if you like my content, please subscribe, as it will help me get noticed by the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, hopefully I will catch you in the next video.